Hello, my name is Hector Acuna. I'm an artist living in Southeast Wisconsin. And in this video, I'd like to share some of the process behind my painting titled Up, which is currently on view in my solo exhibition titled The Glass Trap at Kim Storage Gallery in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Thank you for spending some time with my artwork today. I hope you enjoyed this video and let me know what you guys think. It's 11:30 and I'm just about to start. We'll see how this first session is gonna go. I'm gonna start with titanium white, cad yellow medium, cadmium orange deep, raw umber, and ultramarine blue. I'm just gonna try to keep everything within that palette for now. And I think to start, I'm really just gonna try to keep things within like two different hues, either an orange and brown, or maybe yellow and blue, or brown and blue, and just really limit things early on so that I can get the overall structure of the painting figured out first, and then introduce more of the variety in hue and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited for this view. I'm trying this new idea where, you know, I'm bringing the box closer so it's more in the foreground to create some more space, but also to really highlight that as the subject of the painting. So I've just hit the 30-minute mark, maybe 35 minutes. And so far I'm really happy with the block in. I'm trying to keep things as big and simple as possible. I've only dipped into the yellow, orange, and the brown with white for the entire painting so far. And I have every area pretty much blocked in. You can see a few spots where there's a little bit of the oil ground showing through, but for the most part, I think it's pretty organized. So I'm gonna keep going and try to really develop some of the big relationships with value, and maybe even dip more into the temperature of things. Like I might start adding a little bit more blue, like in this area here of the shadow, and try to push that area back further using the temperature differences. So that's what I'm gonna work on now. As you can see from when I first got here, this whole wall is now in shade, or is in its own shadow. So I'm gonna stop because I preferred how it looked when this was lit up. And you know, I've been basically trying to block this part of my painting in for the last hour or so. So I'm just realizing that I'll have to come back out a little bit earlier and start painting maybe like an hour earlier than I did today. That way I can put in this information on the wall. The time of day when I started and really blocked things in was right around that changing point in the light of the day. And you know, I started at a point where there was a little bit of a shadow in some areas of the wall. Obviously there are the big areas of foliage over here that were in shadow, so I got to make sure that that's consistent when I come back out tomorrow and each day this week. But yeah, so Wednesday and Thursday I'm hoping to make quite a bit of progress, maybe even finish the painting. That way I can show this one during Paint Cedarburg as well. But I'll give you a quick close-up look at the painting. As I said, this is the area that I really was trying to develop and really paint in, because that didn't change very much. A lot of the shapes of the shadows and the values were pretty consistent the whole time I was here today. So, you know, in my mind, I'm like, I might as well get this done as much as I can, and then, you know, the next couple days I can focus on this area of the painting, because the foreground shadow from the tree, that also moved quite a bit along the driveway here. So that'll be an area that I'm going to try to block in pretty early, either tomorrow or right away on Thursday. But so far I'm really excited about this painting. I really like the composition and just the big areas of negative space. You know, the one thing that I'm a little bit unsure about is the placement of the box with the arm. It looks kind of centered, but it's actually slightly off center to the right, which I think helps. But you know, if the box wasn't there at all, I think I'd like the composition a little bit more. So I don't know, I'm sort of struggling to figure out this new process of bringing the box out and setting it up on location, and trying to get to a point where I feel like the box and the props are really where they're really starting to like fit together and create a cohesive feeling moment. And it's a little bit awkward when you take something and just sort of plop it into an environment like this, but that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this, was just to see what it would feel like, and you know, if I can figure out a way to make it work in some way. So I'm gonna keep it for now. I'll come back out tomorrow and set everything up in the same spot, and just kind of keep developing things. Part of it could also just be like not having the box and the arm really developed enough. You know, it's very basic and simple right now, and this value is also way too dark for what's actually here, so that might be part of the reason why it's standing out in a way that I don't really like. Day 2, and we're back. It is let's see, Wednesday, May 31st. Neighborhood looks nice today. Hoping that my painting doesn't fall off today. It's kind of balancing on a few things, so I'm risking it again. Let's get everything set up. So it's almost 11 o'clock. I just got everything set up. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really windy out today, which is nice because otherwise it'd be really hot. And the only thing I'm worried about is my arm swaying in the wind. So we'll see what happens and if I'll need to add some more clamps. But yesterday, that like long wooden board or rod that I added to the back of the arm snapped, and now it's just the arm itself. So it's kind of like wedged in the hole. But we'll see. You know, I can always replace that or attach another one that's stronger. Something else I'm noticing is that this maple tree that I'm painting under is dropping a lot of its seeds, and a couple of them have already fallen in my palette. I'm seeing one on the box, so I'm hoping that I'm hoping that there aren't too many of those getting in my way today too. But part of plein air, right? You have to deal with the elements and nature and all of the beautiful things that come with being outdoors. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my camera set up here on the tripod and start some time lapses. But I have a pretty good base so far. Since this whole wall is lit up right now, I'm gonna start with that, and then as the afternoon progresses, I'll work on this area here and then the box and this foreground plane. But I think the first thing I'm gonna start with is this back wall, because I like the value of it right now. I like how bright and warm it is, and I want this to be a really big, bright shape in the painting. So I'm gonna start with that and then work my way out from there. 1:30. Packing things up for today. As you can see, the light has changed quite a bit from when I first got here. You know, I'm really happy with where the painting is currently at. I feel like it has a really good overall structure, and now I can start to refine things and pick apart the focal areas with more contrast and detail, and paying a bit more attention to the edges of the shapes. I wanted to show you all of these little seeds that fell. It's probably only like a quarter of how many actually fell onto my palette while I was painting. You can see how many are just in the area in general. There's a ton all over the driveway and in the grass. So I'm definitely excited to pack up for today. The other thing that was a little bit annoying was that it was so windy. You know, a lot of little, you know, debris and small bits of, you know, leaves or sticks broke and fell into my painting in wet areas. So I just have to be careful to let everything dry to the touch, and then once the painting is really dry, I can go over and just gently brush off those little bits of debris. So if that ever happens to you, just let it dry. Don't worry about it while it's wet, and then wipe it off once it's dry, if you can help it. You know, obviously if you're on more of a time crunch, I've heard stories of people taking water and using water to help kind of spray off stuff like that. But yeah, that was definitely the big challenge today. But I hope you like how the painting's turning out so far. I'm really happy with this one. I like the composition a lot, and like I said, I think tomorrow and over the course of the next week, I can really start to chip away at some of the details and the finer moments in the painting. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the process behind my painting Up. If you have time in the next month to see my solo exhibition at Kim Storage Gallery, I would really appreciate it if you could stop in. To learn more about my artwork, please visit my website, akunaarts.com. Thank you to everyone who's supporting my channel and videos. Have a wonderful day.